going on, guys? Welcome back. Kellen and Tim here with Droid. That's not how the intro goes. Hey, what's going on, guys? Droid Life Show episode 217. It is Friday, October 25th. I'm your host, Kellen. With me, Tim. Tim, say hi.
Hey, guys. How's it going? Tim here.
So, fun week we have just had. It's been Pixel 4 week for the entire week. Review dropped middle of the week yesterday, a couple days ago. Maybe yesterday. We're now on, or for the Pixel 4, I should say, we're now on Pixel 4 XL, and we have a lot. We have a lot to go over. So it is the show, though. So we will do trivia, end of the show, 5 questions, 5 winners. We're giving away $10 in Google Play credit to every single person this week. And also a reminder, from now till the end of the year, any super chat donations you make during the show are going to the Cancer Research Institute. So we're going to take every single donation you make through the end of the year, pool those together, make one big donation to the Cancer Research Institute, and 100%. So if you give us $2, $2 go. If you give us $10, $10 go. We are giving it all away. So, so cancerresearch.org if you are interested in that, if you want to just donate to them or learn more. But we are pooling and donating. All right. I am flipped to a different side. So this is my normal rig. In case you're watching live and everything looks weird, that's the normal rig behind me. It's a Mac. It's a Mac Pro from like 1999, and we constantly have issues with it. So I'm on the machine that you usually see behind me when I sit over there. It's a Windows machine, and it's like spec'd out. It's kind of like a gaming rig. Unfortunately, it's got a bad mic on here. We'll fix that. We're flipping. We're just going to change it up. This might be the new podcast setup. Does it look fine?
I mean, it looks okay.
It's a different angle, which you always have to get used to.
Yeah. For some folks, yeah. I mean, that's been your office now for so long. So to me, it's not too new, but I guess to everyone else, yeah, it's probably pretty shocking, actually.
Might be kind of shocking. And apologies with the audio. We'll figure all this out. Mac has issues with OBS. PC747 says, or Charles says, yes, indeed, because Apple doesn't let anything access anything that we need to use. So Windows is kind of like, sure, just have at it. So it looks cool. Honestly, mic doesn't sound all right. Everyone says the audio is fine,
and we're
good. And also, I have a light thing here, just like Tim does. So should trivia happen, I could potentially turn on colored things.
Yeah.
Totally. Just have it like beam in and all of that stuff. Digital Life drop donation, $5 says starting the donation train. And if you're watching live, you should see a little pop up there. Digital Life, you just got featured right there. We got alerts and stuff over here now. I mean, we're getting fancy with the podcast here. Thank you, Digital Life, for the $5. Thank you for starting the donation train.
Thank you.
All right, let's get into this. So, Pixel 4, the regular one. So here's regular. Here's 4XL. So I have both now. Tim, you have a 4XL, I do believe.
Yes, sir. 4XL in
Tim has
white penguin.
Yeah, the white one is. I mean, this is a fun color. The white one's probably.
Yeah, but no one knows what color it is. Like every time I see a picture of it, it's a different shade of orange, and I'm not about that.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
Kind of is. So to start the week, I reviewed this guy. So Tim and I are both now testing Pixel 4 XLs. We'll probably have sort of a mini review that ties in with the Pixel 4 review, but the big review we did so far is on this little guy. So it's probably one of the first Pixel phones I've had in a while where, it's the first. The first one where I basically just said, I just don't really think anyone should buy this, which is weird because the experience on it is actually quite nice and fun, and the size and the camera and, the Google experience and the squeezing and the assistant and whatever. The display's 90 hertz sometimes. What really got to me initially was battery life. Before I wrote the review, I wrote an entire post that said, the battery life on this thing pretty much sucks. We're talking 3 to 4 hours of screen on time, and at 4 o'clock, I'm starting to think I might need to charge. And then at 7 o'clock, I most definitely need a charger. I can't tell you the last time I had a phone that 7 o'clock, if I didn't throw it on a charger, it was probably going to die by 8 o'clock. So a little bit of battery anxiety here, and it's not really fun. I think you and I will talk about the 4XL in a little bit, but don't you kind of have a little bit of that battery anxiety even with the 4XL?
Yeah, even with the 4XL, I don't know, I feel like I've been monitoring my usage maybe a little bit more than I have been over the past couple of months, right? I went from the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, huge battery, to the ROG Phone 2 with a 6,000 milliamp hour battery. I mean, the battery is just not something you worry about. And of course, being the ever convincing personality, charismatic gentleman that you are, you got me to enable the Force 90 hertz on the display, and it really kind of. I feel like I just wanted to use the Google experience out of the box, that default experience, and apparently that default experience is 90 hertz gets toggled down with anything under 75% brightness on the display. And I understand Google's reasoning behind that. I, of course, have been the one to say 90 hertz doesn't really even do all that much. Yeah, it looks a little smoother in some of the animations with the Android 10 gestures enabled. However, ROG Phone 2, 120 hertz. Now we're talking smooth. And so for me, the 90 hertz, that's really just not even a deal breaker. I understand for some people it will be, right? Because this is their first experience out of 60 hertz. Big things. But for me, so I have been kind of minding my usage a little bit. And
more
plus,
than
they're not
normal.
really, more than normal. So I'll just leave it at that after I go on a big old spiel.
Got donations flowing in. Sarah Washington, $5 says choo choo. Muck just dropped $5 right after. Said my mom, sister, friend, and aunt lost their fight to cancer. He's really sorry to hear that. Appreciate the donation. It will go to a good place to hopefully help fight that in the future. Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Sir.
Yeah, F cancer for
Thank
sure.
You.
So on that note, that is one of the other issues that I wrote about, right? So right before I was going to get ready to finalize kind of review, a bunch of people got the phone. So it was like Tuesday. Was it Tuesday night? I think it was Tuesday night, and a bunch of people got the phone, or maybe it was Wednesday night. And so people on Reddit figured out why it didn't always look 90 hertz. So I had kind of complained about it, I think, on Twitter, like my first day that I had it. I think I talked to you about it. I was like, it just doesn't seem like it's always on 90 hertz. I couldn't figure it out. Of course, some dude on Reddit goes, it's the brightness thing. At least that's a portion of it. So brightness slider, if you drop it below 75%, it was basically dropping to 60 hertz. So if you were up in higher brightnesses, it would be 90 hertz. Unless, like you said, you flip the toggle, which is buried in developer settings, which is not something Google clearly wants you to toggle on, force it 90 hertz at all times. So that's another thing where I just kind of went, look, the battery life stinks, at least on the little one. I think the big one, and we'll get to it, but I think it could get most people through a day. Oh my God, the donations are just flooding in now. The battery life, the 90 hertz thing, like after the battery and then to that where you just kind of go, it sucks. It's not going to get you through a day. And now we have this 90 hertz thing where it's like supposed to be a flagship feature and Google's kind of hiding it. And they've explained, like, I think in a commit or something the XDA found that said, like, because of the refresh rate, there could be a flicker or a jitter that could be annoying to some people in lower brightnesses if it's flipping from 90 or 60. And while I get that, like OnePlus leaves it on all the time. So Google they have a reason for doing it, but their reason is because they didn't want to leave it on all the time, right? Like, so they had this like reason for needing to switch it at brightnesses, but that would all go away if you just left it on all the time, which is like what OnePlus is doing. So that pissed me off. I'm now getting angry about this, right? So battery life made me mad. The refresh rate on that made me bad. And then you start going, well, they're cutting things, right? Like they're cutting storage, basically. It starts at 64. That's not enough. There's no SD card slot, so you can't get around that. They cut the unlimited original photos, which Pixel phones were backing up to. So like that thing is gone. There's no audio accessories at all, which I get. Like if you buy a Pixel phone from the Google store, they're giving you $100 credit, and they're saying like, look, use that credit to buy whatever audio accessories you want if you don't have them. That's fine. But last year we got them. We got a dongle or at least some USB-C earbuds. So this like combination. And the other thing, the display brightness on the smaller Pixel 4, I found to be way too low, like not bright enough at all. Like compared it to my 7T, and that's crazy bright and also gets really low. Whereas this one, the range doesn't seem to, it's just like the more and more I got into writing up the review, the more and more things I ran into where I just kind of went, this is going to be a really hard phone to recommend. Now, there's some other things like the camera. As far as stills go, it's ridiculously good, I think. Like, I think the camera, I don't know what your testing's been so far with the 4XL. The camera is really good. Night, it's good. It's good in good light. The telephoto, while I don't really care about it much, I was like in a place where I could take telephoto shots of mountains and things like that. And like, it worked and they look good. So that's good. Obviously, the software is good. Actually have come around a lot. I'm sure somebody will pull the audio or video up of me like trashing on the design back in the day when it first started leaking. I actually like the look of it now. I like the black rails and how they offer like a contrast in particular to this and the white one. It's kind of a cool contrast. Then you have the accents. Like, look, the front has a giant forehead. We're never going to get around that. It looks kind of unsightly, but like, it's not like, I don't know that that forehead thing is a deal breaker. The other things I kind of knocked it for were just like general specs, and then the motion sense stuff. I turned it off. I wasn't using the music stuff. And what's the other thing? Oh, alarms and things like that. You can silence alarms or calls. I don't really use it for that. I don't use my phone as an alarm. So the approach to wake thing that it does, I was using it for that, but that started to annoy me because I kept feeling like every time I grabbed my phone, it was like waking up and trying to unlock. And I didn't want it to do that all the time because they added a new gesture where you can just tap once on the screen and it wakes up. So I'm just doing that. So as much as I want to like it because of the size, I just think if you want a Pixel 4, you should just look for the 4XL because of the battery and then force 90 hertz on. And then you might have a good phone that you'll really like. But, you know, the little guy, I just don't think anyone should buy this.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Can I go ahead and just give you my impressions here real quick, like with Pixel 4 XL and
1 second.
all right.
Brian,
$10
beer money. Happy Friday. Thank you, Brian. Bill, $20 for Alana and Heather. Thank you guys so much for the big donations. Cannot wait to actually put all of this money together and give it away. Like, it's going to be a really nice moment.
We love doing that. It was nice being able to donate that back to the Humane Society. That was fun. Those were good people.
Yeah, we gave hundreds of dollars away to them. Thank you so much, Bill. Thank you so much, Brian. Everybody else earlier on. Really appreciate those donations. All right, yeah, go in.
Well, I can give you a few Pixel 4 impressions just because I've read, plenty of what there is, and it kind of ties into my 4XL. So the Pixel 4, what do they want for this thing? $799?
Yes.
This is not an $800 phone. Period.
You don't think so?
I would argue that the 4XL is also not a $899 phone. These things are overpriced, big time. They've got 6 gigs of RAM, start at 64 gigs of internal storage. And so we're going to talk about this maybe, or I could just talk about it now. But we now know that Google tested 4K at 60 frames a second video recording. And then they decided to omit that from the release because of storage limitations.
Yes.
I don't know if Google is just being super cheap or they're just dumb. Why? And people have been complaining about the video recording capabilities, especially when you compare it to other devices on the market. And that's really why I say this phone, both phones, 4XL and the regular 4, are just overpriced nonsense phones. And I don't mean to be rude or nothing, because I like the 4XL.
Yeah.
Because I'm just I'm a weirdo like that. But when you're talking about spending that much money and really all you're getting is a good camera, like a still photography shooting experience and updates. And if you like that software experience, that's totally fine too. Although I really want to put much of a monetary value on that. So you're just paying for a good camera, still camera phone, and decent hardware. I mean, the battery life on the 4XL at least it's so average. I wouldn't call it good or anything like that. I'll take it off the charger at 7:30, and by 8 p.m., 7:30, 8 p.m., I'm maybe I should tone down my Twitter usage a little bit, because I don't want it to die before I get to bed.
Right. I don't want to have to find a charger ever until I go to bed. Unless it's been like the most heavy usage day ever and I've been taking video and photos and my kid's been gaming, then I get it. But on a normal day, which is I think what you're describing, that's just unacceptable. Yeah.
It feels unacceptable to me. So the fact is, you can get a phone, say the OnePlus 7 Pro, I think it starts at $749. And somewhere around there, it's around $750. Either way, it's cheaper than the Pixel 3, and you're getting like twice the phone. And not just in terms of specs, but I mean, you know, OnePlus's hardware is up there. You're getting the 90 hertz, except it's not completely, it's not implemented in the way that Google implemented it. There's just better options out there, I think, for this price range. And so for the phone that you're getting, at least with the smaller Pixel 4, it's not $799. I'm really glad that, you know, it's already $100 off sometimes, you know, in some colors through Amazon. We know it's probably going to be discounted for Black Friday and the holidays coming up. I mean, I think you may have written it like officially, but like do not buy, or maybe we just talked about it, but you cannot buy a Pixel phone at launch, or I think you're getting ripped off. And like
oftentimes,
that, and that hurts to say, you know, because we're Google fanboys, but like Google is messing up in like fundamental ways, you know, with just the battery and say the video recording. Like these are two things that people want their phone to do. They don't want it to die, and they want to be able just to take pictures. So I don't know what Google is emphasizing their experience with that is so different from consumers, where they aren't seeing what people actually want with the phone or something. There's just so early adopters are getting screwed. They're messing up fundamental things. The phone is overpriced. That's my Pixel 4 thoughts.
You know, like if you have a Pixel 1 or a Pixel 2, you're probably due for an upgrade. And normally I would go, all right, it's been 3 years, 2 years, just get these. If you love the Google experience, like this is the phone to get. But the regular 4, like I don't know that I would tell anyone, even if you're coming from a 1 or a 2. Like, so here's an example. My wife has been using a Pixel 2 since it came out. And usually she upgrades almost every year, but her 2 was fine last year. She didn't really care about the 3. I showed her the orange color that was coming for the Pixel 4, and she was like, oh yeah, I want that. So I pre-ordered her one. Well, Amazon screwed it up, so it's not even here. However, I tried to cancel it because after reviewing it, I just went, wife, you do not want this, because I don't want you're already having battery issues with the 2, and these aren't going to be any better. So she's on a Note 10. Like, she didn't. I asked her if she wanted the 17. She was like, and then I told her about all the features of the Note 10, and she was like, yes, I'll take that. So, like, my wife, who's been on a Pixel phone or a Nexus phone or whatever for I don't even know how many years, is now on a Samsung phone because I trust it more than this new Pixel 4, which I don't know if I've said in a while. I mean, we always have put up with Google's little things, like kind of bad battery, like kind of bad battery life, crackly speakers, and lens issues with flare. I mean, like there's always something.
Blue tint to displays. There's always something. Yeah. It's always something with these Pixel phones, but this year there's something about it where it just seems like they hardly did anything right. And all these new features, you know, with the new, and oh, God forbid you're a G Suite user, man. I haven't used Next Gen Assistant at all. I can't access it.
I can't use it either.
Because I'm G Suite user. I just don't, there's something wrong here. Although I will say, okay, positives. I like Android 10 gestures. They've grown on me. Yeah, I got used to them. They're totally fine. Again, the hardware, I really like it. It gives me that Pixel 2 XL in the white and black, that penguin vibe. Really dig it. Still photography, at least from my experience, plus the night sight. Very cool. Have not been able, because we live in a light polluted city, I can't really get my astrophotography on.
No.
But I would like to.
You were supposed to drive to the mountains or something, weren't you?
Oh God. Yeah. Well, I mean, DL has to compensate me for the gas because although, to get out in the mountains here in Portland takes us 10 minutes something. So not bad. I have plans.
Nick Fisher says, I told you, Tim, the gestures are good.
Yeah, I'm stubborn as a mule, so you just have to give me time, and I have to be able to find things myself. If I don't, and of course I go to Twitter. I'm like, why did no one tell me that these gestures are any good? And like, I kept saying they were crap. No one tried to correct me, but uh,
You know what my theory is on that? That because they took the 2 button away from you, which you would still probably be using if it was there, you were forced to go 3 button or gestures, and you were like, I'm not going 3 button. So now you're just like, well, I don't have anything else to use, so I guess I kind of like them.
I thought the biggest problem was going to be the whole hamburger menu
Yeah.
situation, the pull-out drawer. But just swiping from the right to go back, like it feels weird, but you kind of get used to it. So I'm trying to just remain positive. Um, but man, I just like the Pixel experience.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, when I set up the phone, I just plugged in the ROG Phone 2 just to switch over all my apps and all that stuff, and everything was there. The autofill just takes care of everything. It's been smooth. Like, I understand it's only 6 gigs of RAM, and I won't forgive Google for that. I also won't forgive that they didn't include a wide angle lens when everyone is selling wide angle as being like the thing now. You can't have iPhone users out there saying, "Oh, I got wide angle," and us Pixel users, we got telephoto, like we got tap to zoom. This sucks. So I really miss having my wide angle. There's some serious downfalls to this phone, but
Yeah.
it's still a Pixel, and I still love it.
Last year
So-
we went, look, there's only one camera, but it's the best camera. It's fine.
right.
And then this year, everyone went, well, we're just going to give you 3. We're going to give you a regular, a wide, and a telephoto and just let you have at it. And we're going to improve all of them. And then Google goes, well, damn, we should probably do another one. Let's do telephoto, which I keep thinking the majority of people want wide angle. But I looked at a poll that we ran, and it was like 50-50. Like 50% said telephoto, 50% said wide. I don't know who these telephoto people are.
Most people
Just
have
kidding.
no idea what they want.
Yeah, I don't know either.
You can't believe Droid Life polls. Those things are super skewed. Just like
So
I
skewed.
don't trust political polls, and I don't trust Droid Life polls. Period. We know what happened.
This is true. Yeah, it's been a weird week because usually this is the week we go, we finally got the Pixel phones. Yeah, they've leaked and whatever. We finally got them. We're going to test them. There's some little issues, but this is the phone I'm going to use. This is the first time in a few years where I went, is this the phone I want to keep using going forward? And then when I look at the other options, I go, okay, the OnePlus 7T is legitimate contender because it has 90 hertz. The display on it, I think, is better than the one on Google. I know DisplayMate rated it and said the Pixel 4 display is the greatest thing ever. And
Sure.
I've used both, and the OnePlus 7T display is better than these displays and brighter at that. But yeah, so the 7T, like the only thing holding me back there is the phone's a little big and it's got that like metally kind of feel that I don't really like. And then the camera's obviously not as good as this camera for taking pictures because I don't do video, but the camera's not as good, although it has an ultra wide. The other options are what? Samsung phones. And look, I like the S10 and Note 10. They're fine. It's just not my kind of phone. So basically I'm down to, do I stick with this or do I switch to the 7T? And I actually don't know what I'm going to do there. There's something I still like about this 4XL.
I'm sticking with the
stuff.
4XL.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
Which is so weird, right? Because I mean, I can bash it all day and night, but I'm sticking with it because it's smooth. It's got what I need. And real quick, just to address something that's going on in the chat with the wide angle versus telephoto, dude, when you zoom in on smartphones, your picture quality it degrades so
Not
much.
on the
Like
4XL.
I
Res zoom.
super res zoom. I think that's a made up thing. I just don't think it exists. No, for me, I'm just a wide angle guy. I'd much rather capture, sort of like get the wider thing apparently than I need to zoom. So
I like the ultra wide. I just like the look and being able to stand in one spot and capture so much more. I don't take a bunch of zoom photography, even with like my camera that, well, I think it's behind that laptop. I have a telephoto. I don't use it because I don't like zooming. I like to actually frame things properly than be 100 million feet away and try to zoom in. I just don't think they look as good.
yeah, another interesting thing. Well, 2 things. So we use our telephoto lens when we're at the conventions or whatever, when we need to, get, when they sit us in the back and we need to feel like we're in the front row.
Right.
However, people are saying, well, just add both. Google, do what Samsung does, do what OnePlus does. OnePlus, I don't know what they're doing, right? They've got the 3 cameras and it's still cheaper than the Pixel. Hope and pray that Google does not add 3 cameras to their phone, because they're going to be charging $1,000 for that thing, and it's going to have a 2,000 milliamp hour battery. They're going to have 32 gigs of storage, and they say, well, we had to choose, right? I mean, you either want a phone that's $2,000 and has everything. Like, if Google made like the ultimate phone, right, with 12 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage starting, all the good stuff, the 3 cameras, Project Soli, the motion sense, which I've never even touched. I can't use because like I'll be in Spotify and I'll go to flip a song.
Did you turn it off too? Did you turn off motion?
No, I used it. It just doesn't really work. Like, I'm in Spotify and I'll swipe and nothing happens. So okay, whatever.
It's so finicky and weird, yeah.
Exactly. So Google is going to give you everything, but they're going to charge you $1 billion. And again, I love the Pixel 4 XL, but it's a bad phone. It's overpriced. It's not a bad phone. It's just overpriced.
64 gig storage for $900.
64 gig storage.
And they took away your original quality backups. What the hell? Like, this, there's a whole bunch of cool stuff with this phone, and there's just as many not cool things. I hate having these conversations because I know a whole bunch of people, probably in the chat too, like just bought this phone and they love it. They just spent $800, $900, and they're going, "Shut up, you guys! I really love my new phone." I feel bad having this conversation. We just
sorry. Not sorry. I mean, we're gonna tell it how it is.
Yeah, we are. I mean, we really are.
It's our opinion. It's our opinion. If you don't, you don't have to agree with it. You also don't have to sit here and listen to it, but that's on you.
Well, in the end, I'm probably going to be like you. I'm probably just going to use the 4XL. Like, that's probably just going to be my phone until the S11 gets here, and we'll test it and see if we like, don't be surprised if in a week I write a story that says, even with all the downfalls, I'm still on the Pixel 4. Like, I'll probably write something dumb like that. Like, just sort of expect that. But
you make me sick.
It's what a weird phone. Some other notes about it: the XL has a Samsung display. The regular small 4 has an LG display. I compared the two when that news came out yesterday. They actually look very similar. I think the brightness on the Samsung panel gets slightly brighter, and on at least my regular 4 from LG, it's just ever so slightly warmer, but not so much that I think anyone would really notice. So the panels are both, I think, pretty good. Again, my issues were mostly just brightness with them. Have you been using Face Unlock? Do you like Face Unlock?
I really do. However, man, I hate it. So like, I really like it. It works great. Sometimes I just want to glance at my phone and see notifications, not have to do this whole song and dance to like see what came in. Maybe I have to dive deeper into the settings, because am I missing something? Like,
yes, they changed it.
Okay, so
I don't know if we get. I know what you're saying. Where like you turn on your lock screen and you want to see notifications, and all it does is give you this clear version of the always on display, and then you have to like swipe down, and then so okay, I haven't fully looked at that either, but I believe you just have there's like a setting you have to change. There better be. They can't completely have changed, because I know exactly what you mean. And it might have to do with Face Unlock and having it unlock past the lock screen, because you can toggle it so that you have to swipe still to get past it. It might be that. I haven't exactly figured it out, but I know what you mean. Yes, it's annoying.
I already know that people are going to be in the chat saying, you guys talk about this for a living, but I know that it's there. I just can't find it.
I just haven't like gone after it, but I knew exactly what you were going to say there.
Yeah, because I just want to look at my phone sometimes and see, but now I have to, pick up the phone or stick my head directly over it to unlock and then swipe down. And then and yes, as for Face Unlock with eyes closed, thank you for bringing that up, Andy, in the chat. That's a problem.
Yeah, they gotta fix that. Didn't bring that up.
Can't have my girlfriend holding the phone up to my face while I'm sleeping and going through my text. Unacceptable. So the fact that, like, how does one working at Google, I assume you're a smart guy, right? I hear their interview process is pretty intense. How do these people not think about like, it works with the eyes closed, blah, blah. They just not think about it, or what? Super annoying, dude. Yeah.
Well, I'm so pretty sure that when Apple came out with theirs, which this is kind of a copy of, they showed like you can't unlock it without your eyes open. Like it's a major security thing. And Google's like, nah, you just unlock it with anybody's face. And they said they will fix it, but it's going to take them months. It's going to take them months.
Brandon Fisher makes a fine point. He says smart people with advanced degrees are some of the dumbest people in the country. I mean, some of them can be.
Some of them can be. No.
But
yeah. Let's see what else. Actually, before I keep going, I forgot a donation a while ago from Jake of all trades, $5, and then Sarah dropped another $1. So thank you, Jake, and thank you, Sarah. I don't know why, Jake, I missed yours initially. Apologize for that, but thank you guys for the donations. Got a lot of donations today. Jeez Louise, you guys are going crazy. Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
So all right, so yeah, there was 90 hertz drama. There was well, actually, what did Google say? I think they told The Verge like, yeah, we actually have a software update coming out that will adjust the 90 hertz stuff, so it'll come on more potentially. But either way, you can force it on in if you open developer settings. If you don't know how to get into developer options, you go into settings, about phone, and scroll all the way to the bottom where it says the build number. Tap on that. Is it 10 times or 5 times?
5.
Tap on that 5 times. It'll say, hey, congratulations, you're a developer. Go back one screen, go into system, scroll down to developer options.
Oh, maybe it is 10 because you tap 5 times and then it does the countdown. Like
yeah, it might be 10. Oh, they're saying Rig says 7. How
about you just tap it multiple times? Who cares?
It'll count. It'll count down and tell you. But anyway, then back up, go into system, scroll down developer options, and then I don't know, 15 items down the list. There's an option that says force 90 hertz, and you tap on that, check the box, and then you're 90 hertz all the time. Just remember that could affect battery life pretty substantially. I don't know that I've noticed a huge difference in battery life, but you will definitely notice that it's always at 90 hertz. It is smoother. So if you want 90 hertz at all time, that's how you force it on. You can do that. No root. You don't need to hack anything. It's a developer option. So
yeah, the problem is, at least from what I've seen, is after enabling that, and then whenever I'm under 75% brightness, I have this weird screen flicker. So that maybe that's why Google did that thing.
Are you just making that up? I was like, it doesn't do that.
I'm sorry. I know that would.
Because I never have my battery like probably above 50%. And then oftentimes it's well below. Yeah, my screen, sorry. Well, yeah, the battery's never above 50% either.
John McCallion? Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. $5 donation says, Tim, that's why you need a second phone to hide stuff from your girlfriend. Dude, I got so many phones. I got my drug dealing other girlfriend phone. Don't worry about it. We're good. I got phones
Special
on deck.
encrypted. There's no fingerprint or face on that thing, just like a really expansive password.
What's up with Google removing the fingerprint reader? Speaking of,
so we haven't really talked about that. I guess like I asked you about face unlock, and then I didn't really respond with my own thoughts. So yeah, a couple things there. There's no fingerprint reader, which I actually do miss. Like the fingerprint reader on the back of the Pixel phones was great because it was one of the last ones that was on the back of the phone, right? The Pixel 3 came out and then everyone else put them in the display. And I don't really like the in-display ones. I still liked that rear one, but there's just nothing. No fingerprint reader. While the face unlock does work really well, we just told you that, there's like an issue where you can do it without your eyes open. It's the only thing. The other thing to point out, even as fast as it may be, is it doesn't work with any of your secure apps. Well, I shouldn't say any of them, most of them. So like your banking apps, if you log into those regularly, a lot of them you can add your fingerprint to. So you can bypass entering your password every time you check your balance or whatever. Now you can't do that because none of the app developers for Android, because they all hate Android, they haven't built in the face unlock biometric part of it yet. So you just have to enter in passwords again. Like we're actually stepping backwards because Google, at least on Android, is a little bit too far ahead. And the thing to keep in mind there is like, yeah, Google had to do that to maybe get people to like start adopting it because they're like, look, you have to fix this. We don't have fingerprint readers, but Google doesn't sell enough phones for anyone to care. Like if Samsung did it, that might change, but it's Google. So
yeah, it sucks. I mean, I have a pretty progressive bank that's based right here in Portland, Oregon, called Simple, and they always talk about being super tech savvy people and all that.
That's such a lie. How long did it take them to get Samsung Pay and Google Pay?
like 7-8 years or something like
Exactly,
that.
yeah.
They're the worst. And I just know that this face unlock stuff will never ever, they'll be done and bankrupt. Or I don't, do banks go bankrupt? I assume they do, but
Probably.
yeah, they won't exist by the
We'll bail
time.
them out.
Yeah.
Johnny asks, does Face Unlock work at night? It works exceptionally well at night.
Yes, it does.
It uses like a flood illuminator and some other like IR blasters and
IR
stuff, and it will scan your face in the dark. It's actually the first time I did it. So I've used Face Unlock on other phones, like OnePlus's phones. They've had it, and obviously Samsung's. And when you're laying in bed, they don't work because it's too dark usually. This thing, it can be pitch black, and it'll just light up your face. I mean, you can't see it, but it can still scan your face. It's actually pretty cool. John Arnold dropped $5. Appreciate the $5, John.
Thank you,
Straight to the Cancer Research Institute. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Sarah
yeah,
is
so it doesn't
saying,
work.
oh, sorry, I was just
No,
going
go
to say,
for it.
Sarah says that banks don't go bankrupt. Nice. I'm not a banker, so.
We bail them out.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought that was only if they're too big to fail.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I watched, I watched the, oh, crap. What was that movie called, man? About the recession. Come on. The Big Short. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched that one movie, and yeah, that's all I know about banking.
I don't think I watched that, actually. I probably should have.
Oh, so good.
I think it won awards and stuff.
I would hope so. It's a very good movie.
I think it did, yeah. Let's see some other notes. So Google Fi. Well, so the Pixel 4 is a dual SIM, dual standby phone, a DS phone. What that means is it has an eSIM and then a regular SIM slot, and it can have those sort of in standby-ish or active kind of at all times. So what that means is you could have a SIM in where you have like calls and text messaging routed through it. And then the other SIM could be for data only. Like maybe one of them is your phone number on Verizon, but you want data from T-Mobile because it's better or something. Like you can actually do that on this phone. But so Google Fi, because Google Fi works as an eSIM, if you also order a physical Google Fi SIM and put that in there, and so you have two Google Fi SIMs in there, it will, hold on, somebody keeps calling me. Google's about to introduce a feature that it'll use both of those at the same time. So it'll basically hold a data connection on both. And if it needs to switch between the two, it'll do it and you won't even notice. They're calling it, I actually don't even know if they have like a fancy name for it. They're just saying like, it's this new data feature that's going to happen. So that's kind of cool. But also if you just didn't know what dual SIM, dual standby was, like I have it running on one of my phones just to test it. Like I have a Fi eSIM active and then T-Mobile also active. So I can use like T-Mobile for the phone calls. And then I have Fi doing data because, it'll switch networks or something. I'm assuming it's always on T-Mobile because, Sprint and all, but let's see. So we learned a couple other things like the dual exposure controls and the live HDR plus are Pixel 4 exclusives, right? Like those are not coming to the older Pixel 3s. Is that what we found out this week? Yeah, we wrote a story that says that.
Correct.
So that kind of sucks. I actually was using the dual exposure controls during my photo testing. They're actually pretty cool. And the live HDR is actually, it's pretty remarkable because you used to like frame up a photo and you take it and you're like, all right, Google, what do you got for me? Right? You like wait to see what it's going to show you. And with these phones, it shows you before you take the picture, like what your picture is probably going to look like, which is really, really cool. I'm assuming everyone else is going to copy this from Google, but I hope that it comes to every phone in the future.
Yeah, I used to like when you would do that and then, like a day later or something, Google Plus would, or Google Photos, or it would show you this super blown out HDR version of it, and it would look absolutely terrible.
It still does that.
Go away, Google Photos.
I still get those that go, we auto optimize this photo for, and you're like, whoa,
Yeah,
HDR scape 2012. Like, what are we doing? Yeah.
Vic's still over there. Well, Vic is gone now, I believe, but
Vic is so long gone.
I'm almost positive it was him personally, just like up in toggling everything up 100, then emailing
Vic
it back to
just
people.
like HDR the hell out of everything.
He loved that stuff. Man, bless his heart.
He was apparently not a good guy. Yeah, Sarah, your optimized photo is ready. I can't tell you how many times I've looked at it and gone, yeah, no, just you hit the little X button, right? When it tells you it's on X. Not going to take that one, Google. Thank you for trying, though.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah. All right, what else? Oh, I pointed this out earlier, but Amazon like really screwed up a bunch of people's pre-orders. So I ordered a white one and a orange one from them, and the orange, well, so the white one got here like 2 days early. I think I got the white one from them on like Tuesday or something, and yeah, the orange one, the day it was supposed to be released, I got an email that said this thing's back ordered till like November 30th or potentially January 2nd. And I wasn't alone. It happened to a whole bunch of people. So sorry about that, everyone. Hopefully your Google Store orders showed up on time, and all the carriers have them and stuff like that, so you can still get them. But kind of sucks. That sucks. A lot of people were hoping for phones and didn't get them. And you were forced to buy like $100 Amazon gift card with it, so kind of sucks.
Yep.
All right. Any other Vic who? Yeah, Vic Gundotra. Vic Gundotra was the man behind Google Plus. He was the guy that basically told Google, I don't know why they gave him so much power, but he goes, we need to integrate Google Plus. Basically, as the new Facebook. Yeah, integrate it into everything. Remember when YouTube comments became Google Plus comments or something like that? And they tried to put a Google Plus sign in into every app instead of just a Google sign. It was a Google Plus sign in. And then eventually somebody went, this is not a good idea. And then some other people went, yeah, and we don't really like Vic. He was apparently not really great to work for. And yeah, so he's gone.
And the minute he on power,
that's kind of what it sounded like. And the minute he was gone was the like Google Plus was dead. Like when he left, Google Plus died too.
Well, you probably wouldn't be a nice guy too if you knew you were the person responsible for Google Plus. I mean, just knowing what that turned out to be, it was a terrible social network. There's not a day that goes by that I don't regret or do regret. Nah, either way, I regret my Google Plus account. It sucked. It was terrible.
Yeah, I know there's some people that probably still love Google Plus. We were never them. We were never those people. So yeah, rest in peace, circles.
Add me to your circle.
Yeah.
And like it was an invite only thing for a while. I remember like sometimes if you go back to some of our older posts, like I think our first post ever, still has comments on it, but it's for people signing up for Google Plus, like share your Google Plus links or whatever. Oh, weird.
So weird.
So crazy. Almost 10 years ago.
Yeah. Is that really how old Google Plus is? Jeez. Or what?
No, I was thinking. I'm talking about Droid Life.
Droid Life. Yeah, 10 years and like a month and a half.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. Okay, so Pixel 4 stuff. So full reviews up at the site for the regular 4. Feel free to read that. Tim and I will put something together for the 4XL probably early-ish next week. It's mostly going to be on like battery life, just our impressions of the bigger phone. We'll maybe let Tim sound off a little bit since he didn't get to in the regular 4. But most of the stuff just carries over from the Pixel 4, like camera, software experience, motion sense, all that's exactly the same on the 4XL. So we're really just going to kind of be talking about battery life and maybe display, but that's mostly like, is the battery life good? Should you buy either of the Pixel 4s? I mean, I think we've already kind of decided, like if you're going to get one, just get the XL, deal with the size.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm at least happy that the experiences are about the same, right? Mine is battery and stuff. I remember, Google would have 2 phones a year, but they would be completely different devices.
Back in the Nexus days.
5X and the 6P. Like, what is this? So I'm really happy that we just have like the same phone.
Yeah, me too. Thankfully, that's been going on for a few years, but Google just needs to fix this next year. Like, can we just get it right? Can we not have to do this if you go into the Google Pixel fanboy subreddit, it's like all these people going, why is my screen yellow? Do you have a green screen? I have broken pixels. I have it's just like this never ending list of people saying there's like things wrong with their phones. And I often go, this has to happen every time Samsung releases, right? There's got to be like a whole like RMA list of people that are trying to get, or maybe not. Every year though, it seems to be over like exaggerated or pronounced with Google's phones. Like people seem to complain more, and maybe that is just because they're built shittier. I'm not really sure.
Swear word.
I know. I'm sorry, but I don't really know how else to describe that. So.
Sarah in the chat says we do this every year. It's like next year will be perfect. The problem is Google's release strategy. Yeah. It's never going to be good enough because if we're releasing phones in the, end of the year, and Google doesn't want to use Qualcomm. Qualcomm's going to have a new processor here in like the next month. So this phone's going to be outdated. It's going to have half the amount of RAM that other flagship phones on the market have. Pretty soon, you're going to have that OnePlus Pro 75 GT on T-Mobile McLaren edition. Oh,
that's right.
Wankers. I mean, you can get
Who cares, right? Yeah.
You can get a better name than that, I think. But either way, dude, I mean, compared to other phones on the market, I'm telling you, this thing is overpriced. Not to keep, beating the dead horse or whatever that saying is. I'm too young for anything, but yeah. So review next week. Look forward to that.
Okay, changing subjects completely. Well, Google still might be involved here. So yesterday, the carriers, our favorite companies on the planet, they announced that they're going to bring RCS to the U.S. The four major: Sprint, AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile. So Google, we could possibly back up here. So Google, since 2015, I think, has been trying to bring RCS to the U.S. They basically said, look, carriers, text messaging is old and it sucks. And Apple has iMessage, which is destroying everyone. So we need to come together and create a messaging service that no longer sucks. That's advanced. A lot of people called it advanced messaging early on. So Google was like, yeah, let's do this RCS thing. And they got everyone on board. They created their own platform to push it out. And they were like, look, guys, it's really easy. We can do this. And the rest of the world was like, this doesn't sound terrible. And then people kind of didn't really want to get behind it all of a sudden. And then Google was like, no, you should. And then a couple phones did, and a couple people said they might, and then no one did. So Google goes, look, we're going to Europe, and we're forcing RCS on all of you. And then everyone's like, cool, now do the US. And they went, we can't. We would love to work with the US carriers, though. And we all went, no, that's what you don't need to do. You need to do the opposite of that. And then yesterday, all the carriers go, we're going to do it now. We're going to bring RCS, rich communication services, advanced messaging. We're going to do it. It's going to work across all four of us. Alex with the $2. Thank you, Alex, for the $2. I said, no, we're going to do this. And they didn't mention Google a single time in their press release. And it's called the Cross Carrier Messaging Initiative, because these guys can't do anything without creating an initiative or a group or something. It's like
wankers.
Yeah, so terrible. And so they said it's going to be great. And they're going to create a service. And they said we're going to create a new service, which sounds to me like a new app. Well, The Verge talked to the general manager, because the CCMI already has a general manager, by the way. And he said, yes, we're making a new app. So the four carriers who we all trust are creating a new app, an RCS messaging app that will work between all of them. And they haven't talked to Google about any of this. And they said yeah, but we're open, to working with other people. Well, we're definitely down. Maybe Android messages could work with their version of RCS. And Samsung's app could maybe work with the carrier's version of RCS. Yes, I did forget the /s there for sarcasm. So the announcement was just filled with, we want to create advanced messaging for consumers and let them talk to brands and book an Uber through messaging and talk to their favorite brands about Frito-Lay and Doritos and tacos and whatever, Taco Bell. Come hang out in everyone's chat app. The thing was, let's do cool advanced messaging for everyone that can talk to everyone. But really, we're here to make money. I mean, that's the whole thing. And that's what it is. So they said by 2020, we don't know. So it's next year. We don't know early, late. We don't know when. But the four carriers are going to release their own advanced messaging app that works between the four of them. And oh boy, is it going to be filled with all the money grabbing services, or they're going to charge you $5 a month or $10 a month to have the special advanced messaging that works everywhere, which is probably mostly what's going to happen. It's going to be awful. It's going to be awful.
If you're not outraged at the state of RCS, then you're not paying attention. Yeah. Because it's disgusting what the carriers are doing. It's disgusting
really
that Google is essentially allowing it. They just need to Oh, we need to. Oh, go away, Google. I'm
Well-
not talking to you.
Well, don't we think Google now just needs to go, oh, you want to play? If you want to create your own thing, we're just going to push ours on our little jibe platform, just like we did in Europe. We were being the nice
Jibe.
guy. It's jibe time. Like they should just
Jibe time.
Yeah, it's
Ooh,
jibe
that's a shirt.
time. It is, right? It's jibe.
It's
And just push it to everyone and go, see? And then run a big old campaign that gets everyone, like put notifications in everyone's phone that says, you should download our Google Messages app because you get advanced messaging and it's free. Like Google, this should be a battle. Google, hire me. Jibe time.
Jibe time.
Let's do this.
They'd be good in the
That's what I
marketing
think they should
department.
do. Yeah. They won't, but they should.
So, I mean, Apple has had iMessage, a very good messaging platform since the dawn of time. And here we are, 2019. We are bickering amongst ourselves, trying to figure out what brands we can talk to in our future messaging platform that probably won't ever come, or if it comes, it's gonna suck. It's gonna be named after something that's gonna get taken by a terrorist organization. Dude, I forgot about ISIS wallet. Yeah. Anyway,
if you don't, Digital Life dropped another $2. Says keep the train going. Appreciate that. Appreciate the $2. You guys are killing it today with the donations.
Yeah, you
What Tim's referencing there is back in the day when Google had Google Wallet and NFC was new, and they were like, we want to make mobile payments a thing. We're going to put this on all our phones. All of a sudden Verizon was like, yeah, no, we're not going to let you. So like the Galaxy Nexus launched, remember that? And it didn't have Google Wallet. And we all thought that was kind of weird. And then out of nowhere, the carriers go, we're working on our own mobile payment system that works over NFC. And it's called ISIS. And at the time,
it was fine.
It was kind of fine. Yeah, right? Like we didn't really think about it. And then, the ISIS, the Islamic State, like became this massive terrorist organization. And like, here's the 4 carriers. And they're like, yeah, we're going to change our name. I can't remember. What did they end up calling it? I can't even remember.
I can't remember, but I know I could easily pull it up because I think we had a blast with it.
Oh, man. ISIS wallet. And yeah, and it was terrible and it didn't really work and it didn't last for very long because Google Wallet still just kind of like destroyed. And then didn't actually Google buy? I think Google actually bought the rest of ISIS.
Well, I mean, I don't know if we can
Soft
say that.
Card, Nick Fisher says. That sounds right. That sounds right. ISIS.
Soft bank.
Oh, man. So anyway, the carriers are doing ISIS version 2. ISIS 2.0 with RCS. And
it's a new and improved ISIS experience.
It really
it's
is.
going to be great.
So be prepared to pay for advanced messaging or be flooded with advertisements. You will certainly most definitely be opting into like the greasiest carrier tracking software ever when you use their app. Like we know everywhere you are, we're going to use it for targeted advertising, and it's going to be like, you think some of this stuff's bad now when they get a cross carrier messaging, good Lord, it's going to be bad. So yeah, 2020, it's seriously, it needs to be jibed up. I really want Google to just go, no, we're done.
Yeah. Google I/O 2020. It's gonna just on the screen, just it's jibe time.
Yeah.
Kirk Fontaine with the $5 donation says, longtime viewer and new fan, love the show. Kirk, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kirk. All right, so RCS, yeah, that's
RCS,
happening.
yeah, it's totally screwed.
Yeah.
I've got that green bubble depression that Samsung was talking about, man. Because a lot of my friends, they got the iPhones. A lot of my girlfriend's friends, they all got iPhones. And whenever I whip out the old Android phone, they're like, "What is that?"
Poor person phone. Isn't that what the kids say to each other? It's so messed up.
I mean, kids will be kids.
I mean, these things are more expensive than some of the iPhones. So weird. Oh, speaking of Apple, though, one thing we didn't mention is Apple has nothing to do with this at all. So if you were hoping that this carrier RCS thing would work on iPhones, at this time, I don't I don't think any of us believe that will happen. Like, there's always a chance that like the app could work on an iPhone, but I kind of doubt it. Apple's not going to give up their lockdown on messaging with the kids. Oh, hey, look at that. Sarah says, speaking of green, new Shield. Let's talk about that new Shield. That was actually next on the old list, Sarah.
We could talk about Shield.
So last week, I think it was, out of nowhere, a couple of new Shield TV devices. I think we talked about it on the last show. Yeah, a couple of new Shield TV devices popped up at Newegg Canada and was it B&H or no, it was Amazon. It was Amazon, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I pre-ordered one through Amazon. That's right, before they pulled it. So a couple new Shield TV devices popped up. So we're going, okay, yeah, they should be coming soon. And then we got a tease for it from the NVIDIA Twitter account that says October 28th. Look out for something new. They just put a date on it. We're assuming it's Shield TV. We're assuming Shield TV is coming on the 28th, which is what, Monday? Is that Monday?
That's Monday.
So how exciting. And then Best Buy, because Best Buy always does this, like let people buy them early and put them on the shelves early. And so the little dongle tube thing, that $150 we saw, and then the big guy $199, which we had already kind of confirmed from those early listings online. But these things, like, people bought them, I think, right? Like, a few people bought them, took pictures for sure. It's what we reported, last week. I just want the new remote. I mean, I kind of want the some of the other parts of them too, like the upscaling we talked about last week, but the remote really has me excited. Actually, though, they released an update to the Shield TV app remote app, and it's actually kind of cool. Have you used it at all yet? I know you wrote it up yesterday.
Yeah, I've used it.
What a slick little app.
Yeah, it's slick. It works.
Has there always been a Chrome browser on Shield TV? Because in that app, there's like a shortcut, and you can load Chrome and load like any website. Did you know that?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think I've ever used the Shield TV as a web browser. I don't know. See, I don't even want to confirm or mention that because I don't think I've ever even thought about it.
So I opened the app yesterday and was just playing around with it. And it's like got volume controls in it now. I don't think it had that before. You can turn it off and on. It's got assistant built in. There's like all these tiles for all your apps. It's actually really cool. Like, I will probably use that often over the crappy little mini remote. Well, until the new one comes out and hopefully it has a good remote, I should say.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah, I'm super excited for Shield TV. I think everyone knows how much we all love Shield TV. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and if you own Shield TV, I assume you're excited for the new hardware because we only get it every couple of years. So it's a big deal. Next Monday is going to be a big deal.
Travis in the chat says you probably side-loaded Chrome at some point. I don't know. Maybe I did.
It's possible.
I don't know. There's like a little icon. It just says Chrome, and I tapped in. It opened Chrome.
I don't think I've ever seen Chrome.
Maybe I side-loaded it. Maybe I did. That's interesting. It works. I have no idea how I would have done that, but maybe I did. It works really good.
Sarah says, that Android TV Play update was a total scam. It's not out yet. Yeah, I mean, it's probably not out yet. However, we know that it is coming because Google detailed it, in May or whatever. It's coming. Believe me. It's coming.
Believe me.
There's no... Yeah, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. There's no Chrome.
You really don't have a Chrome shortcut? I had a Chrome shortcut. I was like, oh, look at that. I have Chrome on here. And I tapped it. I thought maybe it was like a part of the update and it was like hidden, but maybe I sideloaded it. It's pretty fantastic, though. Don't take my word for that, everyone. Apparently, I'm just hacking the TV or the Shield TV. Anyway, so next week.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a Plex server, you're definitely a Shield TV fan. All you pirates. Although, yeah, Plex is not for pirating. We know this.
Definitely not.
And you should never even say the word pirate. Oh, God. God forbid.
All right. So in other news, One UI 2.0 beta is coming to the Galaxy Note 10 lineup. Possibly today in the U.S. We'll see. I don't know. Do we have any confirmed reports that anyone in the U.S. got it?
I don't think so.
Hopefully you'll get it. You still have a Note 10 probably?
I do. That means I'd have to turn it on and find out, but yeah.
Because you and I got completely unlucky blocked from the Galaxy S10 One UI 2.0. So you should try on the Note. Yeah, you should try on that Note because neither of us got it that first round.
Yeah. Yeah, if no one knows, last year I was at Samsung Developer Conference when Samsung announced One UI. We were super hyped for it. We got it on our devices, did a video about it. We were looking forward to doing a video on 2.0 this year. So we're at home, refreshing the app, etc., trying to get the new beta. And come to find out, Samsung hates our guts, has totally blacklisted our IPs or something. Just kidding, of course. Phone just never got it. So
Never.
gonna try it for the Note.
Good luck.
But once, obviously I've been changing phones so much, but yeah, I'll fire up the Note. Fingers crossed, we'll try and get it. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's like Lava's asking, how's the Fold going? Both of us, we no longer have Galaxy Folds.
I actually still have one in a box. I got to take it back. I have till like November 10th. It's going back. I promise. It's right.
Okay, so Kellen still has a Fold. He's not using it. I sent mine back. It was a review unit from AT&T, so we sent it back.
I mean, I should take it back. I'd love to have my $2,000 back from Best Buy. That's for sure.
Yeah, they're just kind of sitting there on your money.
Yes, they are.
And you're like, I've got time.
I just like have to go to Best. The closest Best Buy to me closed not that long ago, so I have to drive a little bit further. Yeah, the Washington Square one, that one closed. There's one down the high.
Well,
now I have to go down to Tualatin.
Are they changing?
It's nothing. No,
it's just a big building sitting there.
I don't ever go over there anymore because there's no Best Buy, so I have no idea.
Oh, McKellen doesn't leave the house anyway. So.
No, I don't. Definitely not. Kellen forgets to return the Fold. Would that suck?
I would say.
And I'm like really bad about that stuff too, where I will try not to forget to do that.
I won't let you. Although Swappa, you could always swap it.
Swap a little Fold. No one's buying that.
Dude, I got to find out now. Are people selling Galaxy Fold on Swappa? Let me know in the chat.
No. All right, so final topic of the day, Red.
They're doing it.
Everyone remember the Red hydrogen phone? Red cameras, Red hydrogen, one of the worst products ever made. Jim Gennard, the founder of Red and all of that stuff, Oakley guy, did hydrogen, all of that. He took to the H4V
user.net.
It makes me laugh every time. I don't even know what the hell that means. H4vuser.net. He took to that forum yesterday, which is the actual hydrogen Red something forum, and he said he's having health issues, and so he is going to retire, and that means there will be no more hydrogen project. So no Red Hydrogen 2, which they said was on the way. That's done. However, he did say Komodo. What is Komodo again? It's like a camera module.
Yeah, the fancy camera module.
So fancy camera module, if you happen to own the Hydrogen 1, is apparently still coming soon. So Jim Gennard, health issues, retiring, hydrogen project, dead. Yeah.
Not
breaking Red in general, but hydrogen.
Yeah. Breaking news alert. People are selling the Galaxy Fold for over MSRP on Swappa. They're like selling.
Really?
$2,350, $2,400, $2,350. One guy's selling it for $3,000. We don't know if that one's gonna sell, but ones that have sold are selling for over. You should sell it on Swappa
because you can't buy it. You should look at Best Buy real quick to see, because I think you can't get them. I think they only made so many, and I don't think they've ever restocked. So
you might want to sell it on Swappa, dude.
That's actually not a bad idea.
It's kind of ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. Hey, what are people doing?
We can play the system. That's what we really should have done just from the beginning. We should have bought all of them that we could and just resell them.
It's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all.
Also, if you are someone who is going to buy a Galaxy Fold on Swappa, come on. I don't care how cool you think the phone is. It ain't $2,000 cool. And if you do have $2,000 just laying around, feel free to hook a brother up, because that'd be nice. But come on. 2,400 is way too much. 2,350. Like, who are these people? I can see their names. Javen,
I guess I have a little bit of time.
Riverdew. Come on, folks. What are you doing?
I'm gonna sell it on Swappa.
You should, dude.
I might as well list it for like a week until I have to take it back. Actually, I'm really run out of time, but I think I might have like I think I have like 15 days still. I could probably sell it for $2,500.
2,500. I don't know. You could put 2,350.
I mean, the thing
24.
is, like, if I'm only going to make $200 on it, like,
That's
is it really
worth the. Yeah, that's
You
well
think
for
so?
some people,
That's
maybe.
true.
I don't know.
That's true.
Because it depends on how much you value too much, but it's all relative, you know.
It's true. It's true. Might be worth it.
Anthony says sell it to a Droid Life fan for retail, but no,
I
that
don't
means
think
we're not
anyone
making
wants
any
it.
money.
I mean, do you want it? I'll sell it to you for retail. If
Hey,
you want it,
Anthony.
Anthony, it is yours for $1,980. $1,980. I will sell it to you. It's
There you go.
AT&T model. I'm not scoffing at $200. I'm just saying, like, you have to go through the process of, like, listing on Swappa, selling to someone and sending it to them and take pictures. And then, like, they might try to do something shady. And be like, it's not in right condition. And I'm like the headache that you might have to go through. That's what I'm saying. Like, for $200, do I want to go through that entire process?
Yeah.
I promise I'm not trying to scoff at $200. I'm just saying, like, that process. It's like selling anything on eBay. Like, you kind of just go, do I want to deal with eBay? And Swap is better than eBay, I think. I mean, I've sold some stuff through there. I'm just saying, like, it sounds like a headache.
I've got some shoes I want to sell, like on eBay, but then but then I have to sell on eBay, and I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. You'll give me $20, Floss. Really, thank you.
Thank you.
Fun fact: someone mentioned this in the chat. The Pixel 3 is now sold out on Google Store, so that $300 discount sure helped.
Well, that's what happens when you sell it at the price it should be. Oh no, this is the Pixel 3. Yeah, no, that's
the regular.
Considering I still think that phone, that's only 4 gig RAM. That phone is like a $500 phone.
Yeah.
So
3XL Verizon version sold out at Google. Oh, just black, clearly white also sold out. You can only get not pink. That's it. So we're about fully sold out of the Pixel 3 at this point. I mean, $300 discounts help.
It does.
They do.
Well, it's like the essential phone, right? I mean, it's a terrible phone, but if you put it at $200, it's gonna sell out regardless.
That's true. All right. Should we do what you all actually came here for? There's a lot of people watching the show. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. By the way, to everyone who has joined us, because it is trivia time now, we are giving away any donations you have or feel like donating to the Cancer Research Institute. So, to all of you watching us live, which we appreciate, thank you so much. Yeah, there's 500 people watching. If you want to donate, we're giving 100% away to the Cancer Research Institute. We're taking 3 months, October, November, December, and every single dollar, penny that comes into the show, we're giving away to the Cancer Research Institute. So, like that, no seeds, can't say that last word, $2 donation. Appreciate that, no seeds.
No seeds, because he's got that sticky, icky. Very nice. My guy.
Appreciate that, no seeds. Yeah, so the little animation you're seeing pop up, Riggs keeps saying corgi time. Yeah, it's like I made it a little corgi. We can change it to whatever. Probably make it a DL logo or something. If anyone's really fancy with the keyboard and the Photoshops and the GIFs, and you want to make us a cool one, send it on over. But I don't have those skills, so.
No stems, no seeds, no sticks.
Brian says you should match donation. Maybe we will. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens at the end of the year. Certainly worth considering. Anyways, it's trivia time. Tim has the lights on. Should we fire up the music one last time?
I would just be worried that someone would start like, hey, GoFundMe, Droid Life is matching, all donating. They raise $5,000, $10,000 or something. Then we got a match. That'd be tough. Anyway, I have lights going. Sorry, what was your question?
Nothing. I just turned the music on. I don't even know if people can hear us because the music is on. I think it's on. I don't know if it's loud enough. Let me turn it up. Trivia Dan. It's trivia time.
$5 from Alan Taylor. Thank you so much, Alan.
Taylor, thank you for the $5. All right, I turned the music back off. It's trivia time. So if you're new around here, at the end of every show, we do trivia. We have 5 questions. We'll put them up on the screen. Tim will read them aloud, one at a time. And if you are in the chat, all you... Yeah, turn it down. It was a little loud. Sorry.
Turn that down.
If you're in the chat watching live, all you have to do is type in the chat on the YouTube channel. And if you're first on our screen, we will call your name out. You win a prize. So this week, we're giving every single person $10. Sorry, I really cranked it. I was like, let's go.
I know, that's so rude.
Sorry, everyone. And I won't make it so loud next time. $10 in Google Play credit to everyone who wins. So 5 of you will get $10 in Google Play credit. Nice. Stick around until the end of trivia, and we'll tell you how you can collect that and all of that stuff. But yeah, question up. Tim reads it. You answer in the chat. That's it.
Here.
Super easy. Shane with $5.
Ugh.
Look at the donos just rolling. Appreciate that, Shane. Appreciate that, Alan.
Today.
Yeah. Really killing it. Good Lord.
All right, well, I am ready when you are.
Oh, you are. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see if this works.
Good luck.
All right. Question number 1 is up
Brandon God.
now. It worked.
In 1975, what company was founded by Jim Gennard? Again, in 1975, what company was founded by Jim Gennard? He, of course, is the founder of Red. However, I'm seeing...
Dave Bodine?
Yeah, Dave Bodine with the correct answer of Oakley.
Dave Bodine. Oakley. Did he sell Oakley?
He did, to an Italian company for $2.1 billion.
Okay. Dave Bodine with
you
Oakley
believe
first.
that shy.
A lot of you guys said Red. It was Oakley was the one. Berto, you were there, but Bodine was first.
Yes, billions with a B. 2.1 billion.
Which is how he's like funded this like small camera company that sells cameras for $800,000 that YouTubers buy.
All right.
What a world.
What a world, right? Holy moly. Okay. Congratulations, Daybo9. Let's go on with question number 2, please.
Question number 2 is up now.
What class of photography covers the shooting of celestial events and bodies? Again, what class of photography covers the shooting of celestial events and bodies? You know, something that the Pixel 4 is capable of doing. So Trevor McGrath with the correct answer of astrophotography.
Even
and
spelled it right.
I know. Congratulations. So anyone who had astro or, astrophotography I would have taken, but Trevor was first. So Trevor McGrath, congratulations. You're the brand new owner of $10 Google Play credit.
Nice. Astrophotography. Still haven't done it. Well, we talked about this. We need to find some stars.
Well, last night was actually a really good night for it, except because there's no clouds, right? But there's still just not enough. There's too much light.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got to get out of the city for a bit.
Yeah, we do.
Anyway. Oh, Rig says, you guys are stars. Thank you. We're not influencers, though, so don't dare say that.
It's ever since we had that influencer talk, Ben Jacobs goes to me after every show on Twitter, I think to you too, and goes, just a reminder, you guys are influencers.
Son of...
Of course. All
right. Question number 3, please.
All right. Question number 3 is up now.
Who was the first celebrity to lend their voice to Google Assistant? Again, who was the first celebrity to lend their voice to Google Assistant?
Chrissy Teigen.
Chrissy. All right. I'll seeing the correct answer.
I'll let you decide how you're doing this.
Evan Brown. Correct? With the correct... Oh, no.
Chris Williams put legend.
Oh, so you got to go legend. Chris Williams. I'm sorry. I didn't even see that one. So Chris Williams with the correct answer of legend. John Legend. I think we all know who he was referring to. So congratulations, Chris Williams. He was quick with it.
He was. Probably because he just typed legend.
That's true. Hey, man, you got to work the system. I'll allow it.
I mean, you never know. Sometimes our system changes. Sometimes we take a word. Sometimes we take the full thing.
Well, so if this was Jeopardy, they would have accepted just legend.
Oh,
so.
Perfect then. Jeopardy rules go.
Yeah.
Chris Williams. Congrats.
Yeah, all right. Exactly. So they take that on Jeopardy. Amen.
All right, Jeopardy
of course, the winner says he would take it on Jeopardy. Anyway, so question number 4, please.
Question number 4 is up now.
What smartphone did Google release on October 31st, 2013 for $349, back when Google phones were priced the right way?
That's ridiculous.
Again, what smartphone did Google release on October 31st, 2013 for $349? Oh, I'm seeing Zachary Webb.
Zach Webb, Nexus 5.
Zach Webb. Nexus 5.
Shout out Riggs for the Nexus Q mention. Not a phone, but
Hey man, close enough.
How much was the Nexus Q? Was I think $300?
I thought it was like $300. $249.
That should be that'd be a good trivia question possibly.
Maybe.
Nexus 5 correct answer though. Congrats, whoever that was. Zach Webb.
Congratulations. Nexus 5, great phone. $350. Oh, how far we have come.
Imagine? So the Nexus 4, remember, started I think at $299, but it didn't have LTE. $349 though the next year is kind of wild. Not the most amazing phone ever, but very
I
nice.
love the Nexus 5.
I feel like that was the year where they did something special with like either the haptics and the sounds, like the system sounds, where I can just remember it kind of like having this really subtle vibration with like a nice beep.
Yeah.
So great.
Good stuff. All right, time for the last question. Hope
okay.
everybody's ready.
Y'all
Question
ready?
number 5, please.
Question number 5 is up now.
What city is home to Motorola's U.S. headquarters? Again, what city is home to Motorola's U.S. headquarters? It's not Dallas and Omaha. It's not Texas.
It's not CCMI.
Not CCMI.
I think I saw it.
I'm seeing Chicago from Eddie Daniels.
Chicago from Eddie Daniels.
The correct answer. Chicago.
Dallas and Omaha. It's funny.
Dallas.
That's because Verizon got 5G there in Dallas and Omaha
Yeah.
today. I see what you're doing, Sarah. We see that.
Yep. Points for hilarity.
All right, so congrats, Dave Bonine, Trevor McGrath, Chris
John
Williams,
Oh,
Zach
no,
Webb,
Chris Williams.
Eddie Daniels. $10 of Google Play credit.
Very nice. And yeah, we would have accepted CHI for sure, but
Oh, yeah.
Chicago was right. It's fine. Anyway.
Email Tim, probably.
Yeah, email me. I think all of you guys have won before. Winners, but if you don't have my email, or if you're not a winner, you just want to talk, if you got stuff going on, feel free to email me.
Email
I'm
Tim.
always down to chat.
He
If
will
you want to
figure
just
out.
have like a less formal chat, you could probably just hit me up on Twitter though. I'm always there. So
Yeah, no one likes writing email.
Trevor says we have influenced him not to buy the Pixel. Well, I mean that's it's not our it wasn't it's not our agenda.
He doesn't email back. Sorry, Bertzer. I tried to.
Who does? Oh, you don't, or I don't.
know. He's probably saying, yeah. Oh, yes, he's got his does.
Okay.
I do sometimes. Sometimes I'm really bad.
I don't remember last time I got an email from you, Bertzer, besides you winning trivia, I think. So, if you have emailed, I'm sorry. I get a lot of junk emails. I've been trying to fix that.
Just turn on the music very faint.
Oh, very faint,
Can
yes.
anyone hear that? Can you guys hear the music right now? I need to dial this in. I need to get my numbers back. Oh, so we switched to a new system. So I have no idea.
Mark is asking if we're going to be reviewing the Xperia 5. No.
The what?
Yeah. What's a Sony? Sony. Yeah. Sorry, no. And we're sorry.
Is the
to
music
make fun
loud or is it? Sorry, here, I'll turn it down a little bit more. I don't want to like drown us out here. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah, sorry, Mark. We don't really talk about Sony phones anymore.
Like we still kind of report on them. They're just
Sure.
Sony just. Bert's right
Is it-
now.
Is
Sorry,
it coming
Bert's
to America for like under $1,000? I don't even know anything about it. That's why I'm
I don't
asking.
even know what it is.
Yeah, I know the Xperia 1. Did they call it just the 1? Was like $900, and it was like that tall,
I
but
think
like
this is
that
the one
thin.
after the one. It's like a smaller version of the one, I think. Smaller version of the one.
Oh, that could be cool. And like no knock to Sony, but I think the last time I tried a Sony phone, it was just not. Well, not only was it not like enjoyable, but they don't have a huge US thing going on, right? So
No, they don't. Lost Red says you guys should offer a new Shield as a tribute. I mean, once it comes out, which we assume will be next week because that's when my pre-order is supposed to arrive.
yeah.
We may like try to do that. We try to do that every once in a while. Give away a little bit bigger prizes. We've given away like a whole bunch of OnePlus bullets, wireless, 2s, and things like that. One show for those new around here, we gave every single person, what was it, a OnePlus 6T?
Yeah, I
Did
think
we
so.
give away 5, 6? Like we gave away 5 phones to people. So our trivia gets a little wild sometimes.
We've done some good stuff.
Yeah, we've given away tons of accessories, all sorts of stuff. Meters. Can't ever
meters.
forget about the meters.
Always giving away meters.
Yeah. We've given away some good stuff.
Well, so with new hardware coming from NVIDIA, I'm sure we can talk to NVIDIA and be like, hey, y'all want to hype up that new hardware? Let's get a little giveaway going. So we'll hit up NVIDIA. Don't worry. We'll have some fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Christmas is coming.
It is. Christmas show. just do like a 25 question trivia show, or just give everyone now you have to ship all those. You don't want to do that.
Sounds like a nightmare. Well, no, I have to come up with 25 questions.
That's true too.
Oh, what a freaking pain.
Yeah, Christmas shows though should be fun.
Yeah.
We should try to ramp up the old prize games. There's a whole bunch of stuff coming out.
That's
Google will probably start slashing hundreds off these Pixel 4s. We just give away Pixel 4s.
Oh, we just give away Pixel 4s, absolutely.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I hope everyone had a fantastic time. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it's been another great show. We had, again, a lot of people watching, so I don't know how you guys are finding the show these days, but the viewership has really ramped up, and we appreciate that. We love having all these new people. Final reminder, though, so we are giving 100% of donations away for the next 3 months. Cancer Research Institute. I'm not trying to annoy you guys with that. I'm just saying, sometimes Google does a free $2 super chat, and so if you don't have anyone else to give your free super chat to, you can donate it to Cancer Research if you want. So just throwing that out there one last time. Let's see. Next week, I think we'll probably be back. We'll see. I don't know. We've done 2 in a row. I mean, that's asking
for us. That's quite a lot
to do 3 in a row. I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, everyone have a fabulous weekend, and thanks for joining us. Be safe out there.
Peace.
Peace.